Okay, I'm gonna get in a better mindset. Hello everyone, it is December now, and trying to stay on top of things here at the shop. Walker here, my good friend, editor, responsible for all the media that you guys so enjoy, is about to be out of town for like 10 days. And while I am in the middle of a bunch of projects, none of them are ready to be edited to our standards and then rendered into a video for you. So what we're gonna do is take the 3-part Hell Week series that we published about a month or so ago that you guys really seem to like. And we're gonna edit it all into one supercut, and this is the intro.
Whoa!
So it was a crazy week where we did a giant railing system for a local fire station overhaul. I did some metal garment racks for a local women's clothing store. I did a fire pit, 2 aluminum signs for a company in Salem that we never showed you the final reveals of. So at the end of this video, there will be final reveals of those projects. They came out really good. They're still up, so that's a good sign. And we did some other stuff at the same time. It was a crazy like 10 days. It was exhausting, and it was right before I took a vacation, a much needed vacation, which was the whole point of cramming all that work into one zone. So while I have you, thank you so much for watching and subscribing. While we don't have a Patreon or anything yet, subscribing and sharing and commenting and liking is like the best way you can help support us, and it's really validating. So thank you so much for that. Thanks for supporting small businesses, and I gotta get back to work. So enjoy the Hell Week mega supercut. Happy December. See you in a few weeks with a cool roll cage build series. You see it out there?
Oh yeah.
It's a UTV for the Blacksburg Rescue Squad. I'm doing a big exoskeleton deal. So we're gonna get back to real fabrication. In the meantime, here's real fabrication that happened a while ago. Thanks, bye, gotta go. Oh, there's no square tube on this. Got the round, got the big pipe.
Everything but the tubing.
Yeah.
Everything but what you needed. Glad I got nothing to do with it.
No, you're just the driver, man. That's a great place to be in. Look at this. Look at this aluminum angle. That's like 5/8 by 6 aluminum angle. That's not mine, obviously. But
Right.
Oh, are these all strapped together?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's nice. It won't roll around.
I mean, we do some things right.
Brian, if you ran the company, it would be perfect.
I doubt that.
And even then. Welcome to Hell Week at Lift Art. There for a while, right?
Has it been that bad?
Well, the next 10 days are going to be some of the busiest I've ever had.
All right.
That ramp is gonna be fun.
Yeah. You're already working harder than you should be.
Yeah. Things get harder when you get over 40.
Yeah.
The morning you wake up and you're 40, everything's harder.
I'm already tired.
And today's over.
We have a giant railing system that I need to build for a local fire station that's opening the third week of this month. It's September like 7th. So we're we're halfway through the first week in September right now filming this. By the end of the second week in September, we need to have this like 7-piece railing system built, powder coated, and installed downtown. I need to build a custom 36-inch version of our geometric fire pit, deliver that. I need to build and install these 2 cantilever racks for a local clothing company. I need to finish and install 2 aluminum signs for a company in Salem, Virginia, and finish a chandelier repair. Welcome to Hell Week. All because I'm trying to take the second half of September off because I'm exhausted. And you guys keep saying that I don't do anything to earn money. So that's what this video is about. Me struggling to make money. So, oh, and this is just pipes that'll be used in the basement of the fire station to hold up the floor.
Good God.
It's a real big pipe. It's bigger than I thought it was going to be, honestly.
It's huge.
It's 6-inch Schedule 40 pipe. That was a $400 piece of pipe right there. Yeah, so, okay, it's on the order. Yeah, okay. Oh, this item delivering on Friday, 9/9. Okay. Well, if I would have read the paper, I would have known when it was coming.
Come on, Tay.
I didn't blame you. Yeah, get out of here.
I'm on overtime now, though.
Get out of here. I love Brian. Piece of shit.
So essentially, this big one is just going to be taking up space for a little bit.
This big one is just going to be turned into 2 columns that'll be installed later. Mm-hmm. It's just going to be in my way for a few weeks.
Sweet!
One of these is going to be a fire pit. And one of these is going to be all the plates at the bottom of the railing system. I'll be bouncing around between projects these next 2 weeks, but this is a 58-inch sign for a buddy of mine's new title company in Salem, Virginia. Impact Title and Settlement. Shout out Jay Vaughn. Guy I went to school with, good fella. Hit him up for these types of services. And on the same building, I'm doing a really big, it's called the Century Building, so I'm doing the building's name on the other side. 20-foot long aluminum sign made from these letters. I spent the morning cutting and polishing these.
Wow. Pretty.
So these are all CNC cut thanks to the Shop Saver Plasma. 1/8-inch aluminum. This is 3003 grade aluminum. Whole thing will be roughly 250 inches long by the capital letters are 18 inches tall. They'll be installed just like this sign that I did last week, the Walls That Unite project down here at the Grandin Co-op. On the back of all these letters will be welded studs. I got some aluminum all thread coming in. Weld studs at specific locations, drill holes in the wall, put epoxy in the holes, shove the letters in the holes, high five and drink beer. So this and that are for the same client. So these will all get clear coated, at least on the face, because once you've brushed this stuff, any skin oil, sweat will hit it and you'll see it forever. So a little clear coat will be nice. We had to work with their logo up here to be sure that everything was connected.
Yeah, that's kind of gnarly.
Arden and I went back and forth for a while trying to connect all that. I think you can still see it. It's a cityscape, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rooftops and stuff. Pretty abstract. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot too.
But we had to spend a lot of time getting that right.
Any skin oil, sweat will hit it and you'll see it forever.
What's next? Hydration. Fun. Oh wow.
It's so cold.
Yeah. That's some brain freeze right there.
That went in for sure.
Yep.
All right, next. And I've set most of this up in the video already. So maybe now cut to the intro of this build. We've got some finials. We've got some tubing. Now, the cool part about King Metals is according to their box, they have locations in LA, Dallas, and Baltimore. All the stuff I order, being that I'm in Virginia, comes from the Baltimore location. Not only do they sell steel, but they can cut it. So in this case, for two reasons. One, I was trying to avoid an upcharge on shipping. Anything over 8 feet long, UPS charges a bunch of money for. So I said, well, I want to cut them down anyway to dodge that charge. So if I'm going to have them cut them, I might as well have them cut them to the size that I need. So these longer pieces here, well, I'll cut the plastic off and I'll show you. But these longer pieces should be the right size already. Okay, so this is embossed tubing. I assume it's been run through a machine that imparts some visual interest on the edges there. These are just leftovers from the 8-foot pieces. These should be our finials. So our caps. These are gonna go on top of the tubing like yay. And it allows us to cap the open ends and add a little bit more visual interest to the pipe. So we look here, I've got 79 overall from the top of the finial, this piece, to the floor. This is a 1/4 inch steel plate, and then the finials themselves, 3.5 inches, but the tubing sits in here, you know, so it's more like 3 inches. So 79 minus 3 inches minus 1/4 would be 75 3/4 basically. And these things are not even 75. So King cut them a little short, but I think they'll work. I have an allowable 1.25 inch space up here between the finial and this, and the crucial measurement here is that from the last hook on this sloped part to the ground is 66 inches. So I can change the angle of this a little bit if I need to fudge some numbers. So really, I'm gonna make sure these are the same, clean them up. They come soaked in this oil, so I'm gonna wipe them down with acetone, clean up the edges, make sure they're the same, and then we'll go over here, and I've got some 1x2 tubing, embossed tubing here. Got a leftover piece from the last time I built this stuff. This should be enough to do both. And we will get our angles figured out, cut 2 angled pieces there. We'll cap the end. And then we will go over here and grab some 1/4 inch round bar, some of this stuff, and we will bend it into some hooks. Well, that's brass, but steel, preferably. Mild steel. Anyway, we'll find some round bar. I've got some leftovers down here too that I could probably pick through, you know. I mean, they're just tiny hooks, so little sections like this will be plenty. Yeah, we'll use our bending jig to bend some hooks. So this is all we got. So let's build them. I don't think I filmed the last time I built these, so this should be new to you guys, and it's some good old classic fabrication. Let's get into it. So I'm gonna start with the sloped portion because these are the same. They're both a little short, but they're the same, so we're just gonna let that ride. I'm gonna start with this angled piece here, which is going to be made from that 1x2. And I've already solved for the triangle. So they had an old one that was a double-sided cantilever, and these are the new ones we've been making. The old one had a 14-inch long sloped portion. So I used, the triangle formulas to figure out that angle. So I plugged in, I must have come up with this 3.7 inches measuring something else. Plugged in the hypotenuse of 14, and so this angle is 15.36. So that's our angle. We'll go ahead and lock that in. And then we'll bring over our 1x2 and we'll cut two 18-inch pieces at that angle, and we'll have that part done. And then I think we'll make the hooks. We'll have all the parts done because tomorrow the 1/4-inch plate's coming in. So I want to get everything done today that I can so that I'm ready for the 1/4-inch plate to get here. All right, now we make our hooks. So there's a few things to dial in about a bender like this. I am in no way an expert on a bender like this. This is the clutch bender from Northern Tool, and so really, you insert your material through the stopping block and the center roller, and then the roller attached to the arm comes around and bends your material. So, I'm just gonna spend some time trying to close this gap here with either a bigger roller here or a different configuration on the block, and then try to close this gap here. And I've got a few other size rollers I can work with. So I'm gonna mess with it a little bit and see if I can get it dialed in for our 1/4-inch. I mean, I could bend this so easily by hand, but trying to use the tools I have to make things repeatable, and it's fun for you guys to see tools in action. All right, here's the basic idea. Oh, I just realized I need to do double this amount. A few things to figure out. I guess, I want to figure out how much clearance I want to have up and around this hook. But in all reality, they're coat hangers, so they'll probably be hooked in from the side, but I still want that to be easy. So I might cut this leg of the hook down a little bit. And I'm gonna try to get as many on here as I can. 8 would be cool. 3, 4, that's too big. 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know if that's too busy or what. Definitely want it to have more function than it at all possible. So I'm gonna keep cranking out these hooks, and if I need to trim these down, I'll set up some sort of station or jig to do that faster. I'm using this 1, 2, 3 block, which is one of my favorite things in my shop, because that's 1 inches, that's 2 inches, and that's 3 inches. So I want all these hooks to be 3 inches long overall. So I'm just like setting it up against something over here. And I lay my hook here, let it touch the back, make a mark, and I know that mark's at 3 inches. Little shortcuts go a long way. So it's time to load some steel on the old laser zip zap.
Whee!
Needs gas to run.
That makes sense.
So surprised it ran that long with no gas. I think it was off before Brian got here.
Yeah, it was. That's crazy. Must be a pretty efficient little machine.
Yeah.
What you doing?
1, 2, 3, go! So I'm cutting out not only the 2 base plates for the cantilever shelves, but I'm cutting out all the 4-inch plates for the railing system that either is in this video or another video, the one where we're doing all the railings for the fire station, and 2 7x7 plates for this giant tube. That'll be columns in a basement. So I'm getting it all out in one go. Plasma time, heck yeah. Sorry, mystery Chinese company, but these are not welding gloves.
If you want to send us some welding gloves,
Yeah, dude. Hey, free stuff. Just send it. Send me free stuff. I'll put it on camera.
we'll put it in the video. Give you a shout out. Only if we like it.
That's how this works. Or money. You can buy. I'm very purchasable. My integrity is for sale.
Well, I'm gonna rearrange that part.
My integrity is not for sale.
Pretty straight to the eye.
Gosh darn.
Oh God.
Forever. Really.
Yeah, I don't think that helped you.
There we go.
On to the next one.
Just takes a little watch battery.
Ah, there we go.
Dance monkey. There you go. Just did the last coat of clear. Sent pictures to the client. She loves them. She unfortunately has COVID, but I'm gonna go deliver them to her shop tomorrow anyway. She's fine, she's quarantining. And I just got paid for the rest of it. So these are done. Steve is here, helping with the railing project. Come look. Come look. No need to. I'm not putting the camera in your face. He's been working on these. These are some of the uprights for the cable railing systems. And now you're welding the base plates on. Yep. So thanks to Shop Saver, we cranked out a bunch of these 4-inch rounded base plates, 1/4-inch steel. That's how we'll anchor everything to the ground. So I had to bring in the heavy hitters to
Bring in the expert.
Yeah, finally, there's finally some expertise in this shop. Carry on, sir.
Sell yourself short.
That's all I do.
So this is just the beginning then.
Yeah, Steve took my drawings and made some ones that actually mattered. So we broke down all the parts. So we got 2 of these tubular systems for the ramp. We got this one that'll cover a hole in the ground. And then these are all on a deck that they're building. So there's a large L, a short slope, and then a slope and a straight that'll come apart in 2 pieces. So this is all 2-inch square tubing, stainless cable. And
That's a lot of railing.
Sure is. And they need it yesterday.
Yeah.
The first day of the 3rd week in September is their cutoff, and it is Friday of the 1st week in September.
Okay.
They get what they get, man. There's no way I can move it.
What, we got a week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's certain.
We got this. We got
it's
this.
certain.
Okay. Okay. I believe in the Steve.
Well, because now I can finish up the other stuff I got to do before I go on vacation. And Steve does this. It's awesome. Thank you, man.
Good to be back.
Yeah, it's been a while. Steve's been making his house all fancy and pretty.
Well,
All right, let's load these little racks up and take them over to bliss/good looks. Whitney's place over there. We got one here on the truck. The other one's over there. Beautiful day to load up the Isuzu and go make a happy customer. Okay, so we're here at the store where I've built mini racks for the customer before, and I'm delivering these to. I'm not gonna walk in there and do the whole YouTube vlogger thing, but I will film the ones I've built in the past and these, just so you get some nice beauty shots. But cool, here we go. So hard not to feel creepy being the guy filming women's clothes. But I promise you, it was not for the clothes, it was to show the racks where that doesn't even sound good either. I'm so sorry, everyone. To show the nice metal furniture I built for a loyal customer for their retail establishment. How's that? I think they look great. It's cool to see them being used. They actually all have LEDs underneath the top. The ones with the top shelves have LEDs under the top. So anyway, yeah, there you go. More beauty shots, more final installation media and proof that I do finish things once in a while, okay? But here we go. Last day of the first half of a 2-week hell week. And it's time to go back to the shop and build a fire pit. We get the fire pit done today. Steve is working on the railings, although I just heard that he broke his toe. So we'll see what he's able to do. But all the tubing came in for the rest of the railing systems. And yeah, fire pit, railing systems, and then the aluminum signage for the Salem thing. So back to the studio. Oh, I'm so f***ing pissed off right now. I don't even want to be filming this shit. I built rails off of drawings that were wrong. You can't tell I'm pissed.
Welcome back to Hell Week.
All right, here we are back at the Bat Cave, and we are sitting at the desk in one of my favorite pieces of software to hate, En Route, and we're laying out the fire pit here. It's been a lot of back and forth with the customer, but this is a super custom piece and really personalized. So it's going to say around the side. Well, first of all, this is what we're building here. We're building this this cherry guy right here, nice big 36-inch wide geometric fire pit, raised up a little bit, with some feet and taller legs, and we're doing a cooking grate at the top. So we'll send this to the cutter, which has a sheet of 3/16 on it already. Cut our parts out and figure out the rest of it. Time to cut. The biggest geometric fire pit I've made to date. Y'all know the drill. Let's press the go button.
Nut.
fabrication of the fire pit is done, except for the cooktop. And it's quite the pit. You kind of have an idea of how big it's going to be on the computer. But once it's all assembled, this thing is quite large. And I think that's a good thing. This thing's going to be a real fixture, cool piece of furniture. So this is for Lewis and Colleen. All because two people fell in love. Isn't it adorable? Got this real cool mountain scene cut out on the side underneath the words. We raised it. We got feet. We got a bottom pan. It's got drain holes in the corners and all throughout. And the light is going to look real cool. Real cool coming through the cutouts here. She's 36 inches on the flat, and I believe 28 tall. I'll have to check, maybe a little taller. But it's a big one. Diagonal measurement is probably 4 feet or something like that. So you can build a hell of a fire in this thing. So here we go. Progress is being made. Quite pleased with how it came out. All right, we'll go eat lunch and then we'll make a cooktop. Move on to the next project. So unfortunately, I think my spacing is a little too much. I kind of ran out of this material, and I really love how the square bars turned up on the corner like that. But I think my gaps are a little too big. I was kind of just moving and not really thinking about it. So I could send this to the customer and see what they think, if they're going to be using like pots and pans most of the time, or fill in between with something else. Maybe I think I have some smaller square bar or something. But visually, I think it looks great. You can put the cooktop on any side. You can, move it around however you want. Really dig how that looks. I would like to sell a bunch of these. All right, so after talking to the customer, he agreed that the spacing between my slats was too much. I was kind of expecting that answer because a burger would fall right through. But I'm out of 1/2 inch square, which is the only reason I sent him it anyway. But I do have this like 3/8 square, maybe 7/16 square. And I'm gonna throw that in between each one. I think it looks okay. I'll make sure that they're all on the same plane. One's obviously thicker than the other and will hold up probably for longer, but I think it'll still look good. There's still some symmetry here. I did have to, these were super rusty, so I had to use the Eastwood surface contouring tool to wire brush all the rust off of them. It's gonna get rusty again, but I'd rather the rust all happen at the same time than give him something that's new, but already rusty. So I'm just gonna knock this out and then we're done. That'll do it. Ready for burgers. Really love how this thing came out. Definitely going to try to market these and find a way to get them to the public. I think these would make a lot of places real happy. You can make a full length cooktop, 3/4 length. Cook a lot of food on this. It's like a full size grill basically. So there you go. Now I'm done with the fire pit. Okay, well, hello viewers. It is day 2 of week 2 of Hell Week. Time isn't real anymore. Finished the fire pit last night. Got a game plan for the aluminum sign, and Steve is making some serious progress on the railing. So I'll walk you through the progress. Let's show you some stuff. Here's the fire pit as it stands. It is done. Very pleased. We put the square bar on the corner to minimize contact with the food so that it maybe doesn't stick as easy. We'll see how that works. Curious to get feedback from the customer. And of course, it's been personalized with a message, and it's quite large. So this thing's gonna put out a lot of heat. Very pleased with it came out. We will sell these for $12.50. So if you want one, there you go. That's your price. That does not include shipping. These things are big and we'll have to figure out freight, but you know, local pickup is always free. So that's that. Go over here. Steve's got all the stanchions cut for all these railing systems that we're doing. They've got 4x4 plates on the bottom with 1/2-inch holes. Some of them are drilled and tapped. Some of them are drilled to go through. And they were drilled and tapped at an angle. We used our Bridgeport over there at a 32-degree angle to cut angled holes in these things that go this way, because the sloped parts of the rails will need to have the cables passing through at an angle. So all these are done. These are all going to be joined up in some railing system now. So we've got, these are all the vertical members of that help make up the railing systems. So we've got 2 stair rails, 1 straight angled deck rail. We've got another spiral staircase rail, and then 2 of these tubular rails to build. So today's gonna be a busy day. I'll try to film a lot of that. A lot of progress was made here. There's a lot of time here and all the drilling and everything. So Steve will be using our big fixture table over here to be building the rail systems. It looks like he's already got some stuff cut and marked out. So these are gonna start coming together. Really, really coming down to the wire on this rail. It is Tuesday. If they get finished today, then there's a chance we can get it to a powder coater tomorrow, Wednesday. And then depending on their turnaround, Thursday install, beating our deadline by 1 day. Between now and then, however, I need to make all the stainless cable. So that'll be made from this stuff. We've got some hardware. So these are 1/8-inch cable swage fittings. So it's 1/4 thread on one side, and then you insert the 1/8-inch cable into there and you crimp it twice. And we've got these 30-degree washers for the sloped sections. I've got a whole thing of cable. And because I've got some wasted parts from a past project, this is what they look like. The fitting gets crimped on with this guy, swage tool. And yeah, so it either threads into the post or passes through the post depending on how we've designed it, and they all have acorn nuts to cap everything. So that's about where we stand on all that. And additionally, oh boy, it is time to start doing the aluminum sign while I have some time in between some things. So shout out to my buddy Charlie Johnson with Hillcrest Custom. He does large scale vinyl printing and sign making. This roll of banner material has 2 signs on it. One forward and one backward, and they have the stud locations in here. So I need to cut out the forward one as a whole, and then the backward one I need to cut out per letter, which I will then be able to lay on these aluminum letters on the back, mark out the stud locations, and then take this 3/8 aluminum threaded rod and TIG weld that to the back in specific locations, thus giving me letters with studs on the back and a sign with studs on the back so that I can insert them into corresponding holes in the building. So that's all. That's all that has to get done between now and Thursday, between the next 3 days. 2 days, 3 days, starting now. Gotta get to work. Here we go. All right, let's cut out the letters. hot aluminum gets so fast. All right, there you go, you two. That was the test. There, you see that? It's not pretty, but I didn't clean the stud all the way, so there's probably some oil on there and whatever. But that's 3 little tacks. The face did not warp at all. Well, a little mark there, but I'm gonna have to brush them out. I'm gonna brush them when they're all done to get rid of that, and then we'll be clear coated. And so the trick with this is to get that puddle established as fast as possible so you avoid the heat in the part. I'll probably have to jump around from stud to stud so I don't superheat it. But there you go. So there's the test. Pretty strong. Well, as I break it off in front of the camera. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, real strong. All right, well, this is the time to break it. Okay, and one down. Good Lord, it's gonna take a while. In fairness, this G has a lot of studs on it, and it was the first one. So I'm not doing a full weld around everything, but kind of half of it. I'm pretty pleased. It's pretty nerve-wracking because I really want to minimize the amount of distortion on the surface here. I'm gonna come over everything with Scotch-Brite again before I install and clear coat. But you know, there's a little ripple. It's kind of hard to avoid, but once the sign's up, you'll never notice it, I don't think. So, one down, feels like 1,000 to go. But the process is working. I have this aluminum sheet down on the table so that it's aluminum on aluminum. So the face of the letters are less likely to get scratched up by the steel table. And I'm getting a phone call, so see you in a minute. Give the people an update at Hell Week, week 2 here at Lift Arc Studios. It is 6:30 on Tuesday. Steve and I are eating dinner in the shop. Thanks to his lovely partner bringing some. And we got one. We got one. One side of the stairs, 2 of them are gonna be identical, but one will run back along a deck.
There's a hole in it for the connection there.
Oh, right, cool. So yeah, the straight, there'll be a straight section that comes this way off of that. So we got a hole for a stud and an access port. Nice work, man. It's good. But today's goal for Steve is to get most of these rail sections welded together. My goal is to finish this aluminum sign. I got all the studs being welded to the back of these letters. Got to TIG weld them because they're aluminum, but it's working out well. After about 5, I finally figured out how to do it quickly. So I got 5 letters left, and then that big sign to put studs on. There was a few design changes on the sloped railings last minute. So Steve and I are kind of pushing because we had to change some things, and it is tight, folks, real tight. We got to get, our goal is to get all these rails to the powder coater tomorrow, which seems a little absurd, if you ask me, but how do you feel about it?
I think the absurd thing is the fact that they'll open on Thursday night.
Yeah, yeah, right. So the place that these are going in, we just went there. I meant to take you guys with us today, but I had other things on my mind. It's an old fire station in Roanoke that's being renovated to a furniture store, a restaurant, and boutique hotels upstairs, which is a cool concept, admittedly. The project's taken a while, and if you saw inside right now, and then you heard them say that they're opening on like the 22nd or the 23rd, you would giggle, as did we. It's hard to imagine that our rails is gonna be the things that holds the building up from passing inspection, but it's okay. Our client is the contractor, and we are not the project manager, so that's their problem. Our problem is rails. So Steve's doing the metal frames. I will switch gears after the aluminum sign and do all the cables that will be going into these holes down the side. These will have, you know, cables that way, and then they'll turn and go this way. It'll all come together. We just wanted to update you guys because you've probably been watching a montage for a while. So that's where we're at, and that's where we gotta go.
We're gonna make it.
We're gonna do it.
All-nighter.
Pull it all-nighter. My social life. Yeah. I'm gonna set you guys up to watch Steve for a little while because my is getting repetitive. Love the fixture table.
Man, that makes it a lot easier.
The claw. There's 3.
3 out of 6.
That's some nice rectangles, sir. Hang in there. Oh. All right, back on the railings.
How we
In general. It's Wednesday, good morning. How are you? Hope you're well. I hope you got some sleep last night. I kinda did. Steve apparently was here quite late. Look what he got done. He knocked out all the square rail last night, apparently. This piece goes around spiral staircase. This piece goes on the right side of the deck. I'm gonna bring you guys over there this morning to show you. We got the 2 slanted pieces for either side of the rail, and then this straight piece here that actually continues back from one of these slanted pieces. So that's a lot of metal, and most of it's ready to go to powder coat. Got to get some measurements for the cable, but I'm gonna bring one of these angled pieces over this morning and check it against the existing deck. Now that there is a deck in place, it's not exactly what I was given on the drawings, but we're just gonna see and make sure that it fits. And there's a handrail that's gonna go a bit low, so it'll be a cap rail on top of this member. That's what these holes here are for. So all of these rail systems will have a wooden cap rail on top. And so underneath, there's a big hole, and above that hole is a smaller hole, so you can run a wood screw up through there and attach a cap rail. So that'll work for all these. The top of the cap rail will sit at 42, but for a stair rail, the part you grab onto can't be any higher than like 32 or 33, 34 inches above the nose of the stairs, or the part you stand, the tread. So we'll have to put an actual grab rail below the top surface of these things. So before these go to powder coat, we need to see if there's gonna be anything we weld to it to make that happen. We need to do that first. So I'm gonna run these over, or one of these over in the Isuzu and check the fit. And by default, show you guys the project a little bit and see how it all works. So Take a morning trip. Welcome back to Lift Arc Builds. Lift Arc's tired. All right, so we're heading to downtown Roanoke. Check out the old fire station number 1, which is being renovated into boutique hotels up top, and then a furniture store down low with a restaurant in the back. Shout out to local company Texture Furniture. They're going to be displaying their wares in a showroom up front and probably furnishing the restaurant in the back and probably a lot of the hotel up top. It's a pretty iconic building in downtown Roanoke. It's right at the end of Market Street. It's real beautiful architecture. I'll show you around. I don't know if I mentioned it in a past video, but I did a big kind of spiral staircase spine thing for a pretty complicated staircase in this building. The contractor's name is Greg Rhodes. Friend of mine, he was the guy that helped me renovate my shop back in the day. So he's given me lots of work at this location specifically, some others, but it's been a long project for them. And they're trying to open pretty soon. It's the 12th of September, and they're trying to open the 22nd. And I say that because you're about to see what the building looks like on the inside right now. I think you'll be rather surprised with that timeline, just as I am. And it's Wednesday, and our goal is to have the rails powder coated and installed tomorrow. We shall see. Today is going to be one of those make or break days. Here we are, the downtown market. Here's Market Street. Historic Roanoke City, Market Street. We've got some people setting up at the market here in the morning, so that's cool. Got Walkabout Outfitters. Over here is Old Salem Brewery, where I did some metal signs. So that circular aluminum sign out front we did, and then the big one on the inside. I don't know if I filmed that one or not. And then over here, we got the fire station with lots of stuff going on. Here it is, there's Greg. Oh, I'm so f***ing pissed off right now. I don't even want to be filming this shit. I built rails off of drawings that were wrong, basically. The only way to build something in no time at all is to make sure you know what you're building, because once you set it in motion, you gotta move quick and your decisions need to be right. The stairs that were built, the deck that was built is not the same size as the deck in the drawing. And the stairs that were built is even a different number. It doesn't even make sense with the math based on what they should be. So, I'm not gonna be able to install these signs in Salem, because now I gotta cut apart these f***ing stair rails for the third time, get the angle right. I just have to build them, because now that the stairs exist, which is how I wish it was in the first place, you know, when I build everything else, every other rail system I've built, except for one, you have some physical infrastructure to measure, and you have your rise and your run, and an existing set of stairs if you're going upstairs. Building from the Ethereum is so much harder, especially when you've got 5 other things you're trying to do at the same time. You can't tell I'm pissed. I have no, I mean, I am irritable, to say the least. I mean, enough of that. No one gives a shit. Just work harder, Tay. So I'm going back to the shop now. I'm gonna draw out some stuff on the table, take our hypothetical math into the real world, see if drawing out the rise and the run on the table makes sense based on the angles that we measured. And we'll go from there. Meanwhile, I have to run all the straight rails over to the sandblaster. Now, over to the sandblaster so that they get started. I mean, this whole thing is going to be happening in phases now instead of all at once. So while they're blasting and powder coating the straight rails, I'm going to be altering these stair rails. And the pipe rails aren't even started yet. I was supposed to be doing those this morning because I have experience with pipe joinery. Now Steve's gonna get here and I'm not exactly sure what to have him help with. We're in survival mode, folks. Happy Wednesday. Okay, time to see if math works. I could explain to you guys what I'm doing right now, but I'm just gonna need you to have faith. Just sit there and open another beer. Well, at least I still know how to use formulas in math. This is what I was told the rise is, 38.5. This is what I was told the run is, 50. Apparently that's what Greg built his stairs to. Well, we just mapped that out on the table. I solved using the law of cosines for the angle of theta, the angle of B, 37.6 degrees. I'm measuring in real life the same, 37.5 degrees. So my math is right. So something's up with the stairs over there because they do not measure 37 degrees. They measure like 32 degrees. In fact, I took a picture of it. His stairs measure 32 degrees. That was with a level sitting on the stairs like that. So, and apparently that's the rise and run. He's the contractor. I don't know how to measure this shit. So, I don't know what that means, but I need to really use that angle because that's what it is. Ugh. Meanwhile, I'm gonna bring all these straight sections over to twist and turns to get them blasted and powder coated. But before that, I need to measure for my runs of cable. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the last weld that we can remember.
Maybe the last thing I remember.
Yeah, might be the.
Where's the welder?
The welder's the big blue thing over there in the corner.
Wait, am I the welder?
Yeah.
The welder?
Hold on, I gotta turn it on. Aren't we all just part of the big machine?
1, 2. That's it, folks. Yeah. Eat with eat.
So you just walked in the door and flopped down.
Hello, viewers.
How long did you say you were here last night?
Well, they probably just saw the clip where Steve and I were losing our minds at 2 in the morning. Yeah, man, it was a long night. It was a long night. We got it all done though.
They're there.
I brought all the rails. I filmed that too. I brought all the rails to twist and turns this morning. Yesterday I did the math. It was a 17.5-hour day yesterday. I just want a vacation so bad.
See, Tay, the problem is you don't work hard enough.
Who are you, my brain? Ugh.
Yeah, take a good little nap. Rest easy, my friend.
Make me pretty on the TV.
You got it. Anything for you, King.
Good morning. It's 10:15. I'm so tired, but they're done. So, and I've measured for my cables, so I'm gonna back the truck in and load it up. Well, I'm an idiot. I'm such an idiot. Good Lord, am I tired.
Welcome back to Hell Week.
All right, so I want to do an experiment here. I've got, last time I did these cable rails, I sort of made everything up. And so now I want to do an experiment to come up with a formula to show me how much cable it takes to span a certain distance when you factor in the cable ends. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take some cable, I'm going to cut a 10-inch section, because 10's a nice easy number, and then I'm going to crimp the ends on both sides. And I'm going to see how much cable, how much length that adds to the overall. So there's a 10-inch piece of cable. I've got my 2 ends, so I'm going to crimp these on. Okay, so there's our little mini cable. So the 2 ends being crimped on added exactly 5 inches to the whole thing. Those are great round numbers. So basically I subtract my distance. So let me run some math. So for all of these, I'm gonna draw this out. So through bolt, that means it's gonna go all the way through and tighten on the outside, versus thread. That means the front face of this tube is tapped and it'll be threaded in, okay? My measurement from the back side of this tube to the front side of this tube is 91. Now we know now that a 10-inch cable becomes a 15-inch cable when you put the ends on it. So 91 minus 5, I'm trying to figure out the cable to cut, right? So 91 minus 5 is 86. If we cut a cable at 86 and put ends on it, it'll be 91. Okay, well, we need it to go into this tube some, and we need it to go all the way through this tube with enough sticking out on this side for a nut. So 86 plus 2 gets us all the way through this tube to the outside face, because these are 2-inch tubes. Okay, so that's 88. Well, we need it to stick out a 1/2 inch past here so we can put nuts on it. So 88 plus a half is 88.5. We also need it to stick into this tube a little bit, but not more than half, because you have 2 coming in at the same angle. Less than an inch, and call it 3/4. So 88.5 plus 3/4, 89.25. So now I know that if I have my measurements, all of these, right? I take my measurement, because I measured them all the same, and basically I can look at this and go, all right, if I have my measurements 91, I need to cut my cable at 89.5, which is a difference of 1 3/4 inches. So all these measurements, I just subtract 1 3/4 inches, cut my cable, and once I put ends on it, it should all work properly. I sure hope that makes sense to somebody out there. It's this kind of, you gotta take it step by step so you don't miss anything. So what I'm gonna do is try to put this into practice, see if it works, and if it does, then I can take all my rails to the powder coater. Whew. I sure hope you guys appreciate how much I'm filming while I'm so under the gun to get these done. This is how dedicated I am to YouTube here at Lift Arc, and bringing you guys along through Hell Week. I'm really just trying to give Walker all kinds of footage so that when I'm out of commission for 2 weeks, you guys can still have videos. So who knows when you're watching this, but thanks for watching. Let's make an actual cable for one of these rails based on my new math and see if it applies everywhere. And then if it does, I can take all these to the powder coater. Let's do that. All right, so that's the one I just tested, was this short run here. So what this should allow me to do is thread thread it in 3/4 that way. Stick this screw enough. Why is that wrong? It's too long. Why is it too long? I swear, y'all, this is tough. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I didn't need to add the 2. So I measured here. I thought I was measuring here. Yeah. Subtractive manufacturing, folks. Okay, I made another one. Let's see if this is right. All right, we got our formula. I think that's gonna work great. So we thread in, probably put a lock nut on that. Thread in 3/4, come through, enough space for a tension nut and a cap nut. Everything looks good, all is well. The one thing I could do is cut these and bury more of that in there so you see less fitting and more cable, but I don't think it's gonna matter. And at this point, it's just an extra step I'd be adding, and I think it'll look fine. I'm gonna go ahead and load up that section and these 2 straight sections into the Isuzu and take it up to twist and turns to get blasted and powder coated. While that's happening, I will figure out whatever the hell I gotta do on these sloped sections. Oh, this day's only getting started, folks. I'm not gonna bother taking you guys to twist and turns. I'll see you when I get back. All right, viewers, well, here's where we're at with this. We made a cut almost all the way through the pipe, because I need to make, you're okay. I need to make these subtle bends, 175-degree angle. So instead of doing 2 pieces with a subtle miter, I cut 90% through the pipe, cranked it open, and then now I've bridged the gap. So I've got my notch on one end, notch, bend, and there'll be a notch over there. And these will be the bottom ones. One will be clocked with the bend down, and one will be clocked with the bend up. So I got 4 of those to make, and they'll be notched in the middle. And I'm hoping all this lines up. What could possibly go wrong? There we go, viewers. You cut almost all the way through. And now we bend. Status report, everyone. It's 9:30 again. We've done it again. Wasted another perfectly good day in the fab shop. Listen to that Miller hump, huh? Steve and I are coming down the home stretch. This is the second of the stair rails that I was cussing about this morning. We modified it pretty significantly. Added a little kick at the bottom. Yeah, we got all the time in the world, man. It's only 9:30. We got these. Steve's got this one done. I got my pipe bending and welding method down now, so yeah, we'll get that.
Did it pull to the?
Yeah, pulled perfect. Sometimes I had to recut the tack and do it again, but.
Spurred.
That's a familiar sound. When the gap's so big, you can hear it echo in the tube. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I am so pleased. We got everything. This fixture table is barely big enough to hold this thing, and it is perfect. All we had to do was, I knew this was long, so we had to trim that, and we had to take like 3/8 off of here. But that is mighty satisfying. And there's 2 of these, so now that we have the fixture table set up, we can drop the other pipes in. This will go real fast. So I'm just gonna MIG weld these joints. Probably come back and TIG these just because it'll be easier, but it's all right. Montage. It is 12:45 and we're almost done. 12:45. It is now Thursday morning and we are almost done. I gotta finish weld the thing behind me. Steve's working on some cool handrail stuff. Let's show you that. Let's show you what Steve's working on. Steve's working on the garnish.
All right, now capping the end.
Look at that. Look at that.
Circles.
Shout out plasma table. All right, I gotta flip this and TIG weld that side. I got one done over here already. Here we go, last one, baby.
Getting better at this.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I think the pulse actually makes filling gaps a lot easier.
Kind of makes everything easier. I kind of wish the pulse would stay on a little longer. Like,
Well, I can make that happen.
it's all right.
You can pulse everything from 0.1 seconds to like 50 times a second.
Yeah.
You can have it
Like,
there.
I want to be able to pull the weld down a little.
Oh,
and
right.
like the time that it's on runs out before I get.
Oh, right,
I'm having to
right,
move it real quick.
right.
But
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
there's always one more thing.
this is the last weld that we can remember.
It may be the last thing I would.
Yeah, might be the
Where's the weld?
the welder's the big blue thing over there in the corner.
Wait, am I the welder?
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta turn it on.
That's.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it down to.
I just the machine.
Aren't we all just part of the big machine?
I'm not gonna do skippity poppity. 1, 2. That's it, folks. Eat and eat.
Is that all you do? Just a little zip,
all I did.
one little zip zap?
I hope that's enough. That's all I did on all of it.
Great.
You know, it's real strong.
That's true. Okay.
All right, we made it.
Oy. Well, I've consumed 5 beers, and I've had some tobacco to keep me awake. Steve's done. Oh, come on, God damn it! Come on, man! You fucking motherfucker!
Is this your battery guy?
No, it's doing all kinds of shit I have never seen before. Come on. Okay. There it is, folks.
Yeah.
The end of, well, it's
just the beginning.
it's the beginning of the end. It's 1:45 a.m. Thursday morning. Steve and I just finished fabrication on all the railings. I sure hope for the last time. Well, it doesn't matter at this point. If they're wrong, it's not happening until October. Behind me are my 2 rails, and behind me now is this last of Steve's rails. And tomorrow, well, I was gonna say tomorrow morning, but in about 6 hours, I will be bringing them to twist and turns. Look at that. Took some 1¼ inch pipe, made the actual grab rail.
I like that thickness.
I think it feels great.
Yeah.
It looks good too. So the cables will still be there, but that's the part you grab onto, and then on top of the 2x will be wood.
Yeah.
And then this
is the required 42-inch railing. And this is
yeah.
to code handrail.
And then from here, because that's the left side, there'll be a straight that continues. The other one just stops. There we go. All this can now be sandblasted. Hey, guess what? It's out of our hair. Time to write an invoice. That's a marathon, my friend. I'll be in bed in about 30 minutes.
Yeah. I'm gonna go home and drink some whiskey.
Yeah, I think I am as well. I might not wake up tomorrow until about 10.
Yeah, this is my second night in a row like this. Although this one beat last night by 2 hours.
I'm happy I joined you on this one instead of the last one. I went home last night early.
We undid half of what I did yesterday.
Yeah, all that great work you did last night. Well, 2 nights ago at this point.
Yeah, right. That was great.
I've been in this
What
position
day is it?
before where I try to like talk at the end of a long day and it just doesn't work out. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna shut up and give you some beauty shots of our work, and then I'm gonna go home and go to bed. Goodbye. Cause you're right. You've seen this shit at restaurants and stuff in the
you
public.
go to restaurants or like, you know, the park.
I have an album on my phone of terrible welds I've seen around town, like signposts. The fun part though is like now I've been in this position. Now I feel I'm in that position.
All flat right in there.
Right?
Yeah, it's nice.
Those are my favorite because those I could do on the bench. Look at this bad bitch here, huh?
That little ring worked out good.
That was good. I think that was a bearing race or something I had over there. So in theory, this will be. God damn, my fucking balls hurt. This will be 6.5 inches up there, yeah. Dude, the past 2 hours I've been walking like this. I defy you to show me another fabrication team that would have done this. They're all smarter than us. Hey Steve, tell the people thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Good morning. It's 10:15. I'm so tired, but they're done. So, and I've measured for my cables, so I'm gonna back the truck in and load it up. right, we're gonna start the literal 2-block journey to go to Twist and Turns. They do sandblasting, powder coating, fabrication. They're over there. Oh my God. In a perfect world, I would have been able to test fit these rails in raw metal form before I get them powder coated. But I don't have, there's 0 time. These are getting powder coated whether they are right or not. Here we go. These twists and turns. And I gotta drop the rails off down here, I think. Well, shit. I'm an idiot. I'm such an idiot. Oh God. I laid the crossbar. On the top of the cab and it just slid off the back. I'm glad that happened here instead of on the road. Good Lord, am I tired. But hey, all the metal sections of these rails are officially out of my hands. Feels like, it's like that feeling at the end of the school year when you take your final exam and you're like, I don't know if I got it all right, but man, I did my best, and there it is. It's officially turned in. So all I gotta do now is make cables while they are blasting and powder coating. So I have a reasonable amount of time today to do all that, because there's no way that they're gonna blast and powder coat all those rails before I get a chance to put together like 60 cables. So I have a moment to breathe. Man. Well, I'm glad you guys have been on the journey so far. And we'll see in a bit when I make some cables, and then after that, we'll go install, and we'll have the big payoff. I mean, installation apparently is happening today, so we shall see. Stay tuned.
So you just walked in the door and flopped down.
Hello, viewers.
How long did you say you were here last night?
Oh, well, they probably just saw the clip where Steve and I were losing our minds at 2 in the morning. Yeah, man, it was a long night. It was a long night. We got it all done, though.
They're there.
I brought all the rails. I filmed that, too. I brought all the rails to Twist and Turns this morning. Yesterday was, I did the math, it was a 17-and-a-half-hour day yesterday. I just want a vacation so bad.
See, Tay, the problem is you don't work hard enough.
Who are you, my brain?
Yeah, take a good little nap. Rest easy, my friend.
Make me pretty on the TV.
You got it. Anything for you, King.
Okay, last step in this cable railing saga is the first part of that 2-word phrase, cable. This is an assembled version of what I'm going to make like 60 or 70 of right now. This is 1/8" stainless cable. I got it in a roll. This is a 600-foot roll of 1/8" stainless cable, braided cable. I've made a jig here using a 2x6 with my different cuts. So I went through and measured all my railing systems, how long I want the systems to be, and I came up with a formula to calculate the loss of these, the distance loss with the ends. So what I do is I'll start by pulling this out. I got this little weight here, and I'll just put it right at the line. And then this roll of cable came with this sweet set of cutters. So I have my cut line that I measured everything from. Cut it. And then I grab two of these stainless crimp-on fittings. Put this in like that. And this is a crimping tool that you can use for all sorts of things. Just kind of eyeball where to crimp. I just try to crimp them the same, about 1/4 inch in from each end. And I'll crimp it again. There you go. And believe it or not, that will hold a lot of tension. I've used these exact systems before on other jobs. So then you just do it again. Make sure it's pushed all the way. There you go. So this is for one of the shorter rails. I'm gonna make 20 of this side, I think. No, 10 of this side. But anyway, so I got 10, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70 of these to make. But, you know, I'll do it in an hour probably. I mean, that was 30 seconds per piece, so I'll be getting faster and faster at it. And then for the angled parts, we have these 30-degree washers, which are sloped washers. So if you think about it, the post of the stair rail will be here, you know, and the holes come in at an angle. So the angled washer here allows us to tighten the fitting down at an angle.
Smart.
Yeah, all this stuff's on Amazon. It's great.
Hey,
like
there
you can always, everyone can build these.
One thing is your arms are gonna be tired tomorrow. You're gonna have crimp cramps.
Crimp cramps. My arms are already tired. My back already hurts. I got a bunch of these that angle, but we didn't end up using these, so I'll come up with.
Those are wacky.
Yeah, you can like go straight in, and then the cable can go
Interesting.
every which way. But I didn't end up using those. So anyway, it's cable making time. I'll hit myself in the tooth.
And Taya's vacation is canceled for a dentist appointment.
Vacation's canceled anyway.
Yeah.
I have to work.
Right.
I've had a moment to reflect here while putting these cables together. And it's almost metaphorical in a way. I'm coming down like just this is the last thing, you know, and I had a feeling this morning, I think I explained it in the camera, but it feels like your final exam at the end of the school year, and you're like, well, I don't think I knew all the questions, but damn it, I turned in a completed Scantron.
Yeah.
And
you didn't just draw a Christmas tree on
that. Yeah, I didn't just pick all C's with a D here and there to make it random.
Somebody ready for sweepy time.
Bro, the crazy thing is, I'm getting on a plane to Chicago at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning.
So you got about 12 hours.
12 hours. In 12 hours, I will be on an airplane heading to Chicago. For the next 2 hours, I'll be installing rails.
God damn.
And then probably some sleep in between there somewhere.
Ideally. Oh yeah, happy 18K by the way.
Oh, we hit 18,000?
Yeah, we hit it yesterday.
Word.
Yes, sir.
It's 18,000 you out there that clicked the red button. How about that?
Uh-huh.
Keep it up.
Look at that.
She is number one. Looks good.
Yeah, man.
It's a lot of work in the back of that truck.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's a lot of I hope it fits in the back of that truck. No going back now.
Yes, sir. They better redo those everything else.
Yeah, you better change your deck underneath.
Yeah.
Well, I'll finish the last 8 cables and we'll go to the fire station. I've never, you know, this is stuff that like happens on TV shows all the time. You know, they're like, we got a week to build this car. The painter stayed up till 2 a.m. Body guy stayed up till 4. Nobody got any sleep. Everybody's tired, but we pulled it off.
Dude, remember, of course you remember, Pimp My Ride?
Oh yeah.
It's no wonder that all of those cars ended up being like trashed after, like a year after the show.
Yeah. Well, they only worked on them for a few days. You know?
Yeah.
And it was funny, like, yo, we heard you had fish growing up, so we turned your car into an aquarium.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, but the motor doesn't work.
Yeah.
Did you fix that? Like,
we put a TV in your motor.
yeah. Chances of all these fitting is almost 0, right?
You never know. Don't jinx yourself.
I'll be there at 5.
Howdy. How's it going?
man?
Not a whole lot.
Documentation.
Stair spine.
Yeah.
That's all we did.
Yeah,
Wait, that was you as well?
I did all that.
Holy crap.
What's the deal? I'm wearing your colors and you're not wearing your own colors.
All mine are ruined. I really want to see if this fits.
Test
This
it up.
is the right side of the stairs. Well, how about that? Math f***ing works.
Well, something does.
There it is.
How about that?
How much better do you feel now?
How about that, huh?
Yeah, we can move them anywhere.
All right,
I
what's
think we
next?
hit all the critical dimensions. Well, now you're the install master, so how do you want to tackle it? I don't get excited about much, Greg. Vacation's pretty exciting. That's coming soon, I hope. I didn't know they were pouring new ramps, so obviously those came.
This place looks great. It looks great. It's awesome. It's
Oh, by the way,
what a transformation.
my dad Mike's back again.
Last
joined
time,
the team.
last time I was here, easy on the old
Sorry,
man.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
He's carrying
I'm
right.
fragile.
Sorry.
I'm fragile these days.
Yeah, I imagine last time you were in here, it's a big
It was
difference.
a huge mess. No ceiling.
Yeah, didn't we tore out some of that ceiling, and then they had to put it back up.
Yeah.
As things
We
go.
won't go there, architectural people.
But it looks fantastic. I guess they caulked it and painted it and all this
Well, they
stuff.
did a layer of plywood, 2 layers of drywall, which is a fire barrier, and then they tried to put it straight up, so they had to build a grid back out. So you got 1x1, 2x1s, 2x2 grids, which you had to do through this whole thing, and that's how it was hung originally.
That's
Good
exhausting.
Lord.
So this is the old fire station #1 that we've been talking about this whole series. We're downtown Roanoke, not by Market Street. like early 1900s building, late 1800s or early 1900s.
Yep. This was a Victorian firehouse, and the dorms were upstairs.
And so those are now boutique hotels.
Wow.
I'll go get some tools from the truck, I guess.
All right.
So, this place opens in exactly 1 week.
Yeah, can't you tell they're ready to open? It's almost done.
And what's going to be in this main downstairs area?
It's going to be a furniture store, furniture showroom in the downstairs area.
When are they going to have time to move their furniture in?
Yeah, I don't ask questions like that. I consider it a miracle that I got rails here on time.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm trying not to be cynical. The whole thing's awesome.
Yeah.
It's going to be a cool spot.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to have some lift arc stuff in here.
Yeah.
Sure does look like a mountain of work still to be done. Always comes strapped with a Leatherman. You see that thing come out? That thing came out with a vengeance.
That was muscle memory is what that was. It's like,
You know that exercise in school where you have to like create an instruction manual for something as an exercise to study descriptive language?
Yeah.
I've learned a lot today. I'm not getting out of here for a while.
No. Makes a lovely sound.
What? Yeah.
There's a lot more people here than I expected.
Well, Roanoke is bored.
Furniture store. Oh,
Honey, something to do. The other rails
what is this line for? Is it a line?
Alcohol.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. Code legal.
Yeah, I was about to say
But
that.
the Historical Society actually said if you can preserve them the way they are, they can remain this geometry.
That's
So
amazing.
this is all original, like 100-year-old stairs. This is going to be the boutique hotel area. These are all original floors. They look fantastic.
They really do.
Nothing smells like fresh paint.
That's all the space. It smells like restoration.
That's what's up, man. What's going on? What do you think?
Incredible. Yeah, you must be exhausted. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Rhodes, the man behind
The man behind the miracle.
That's about right.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
So there's a bunch of these. So these are like the rooms. There's like
These are
5 of them.
yeah.
Or whatever.
This is a nice view.
Where was that valve again? Oh, there it is. Hey, Okay, so here we are, opening night at Fire Station number 1, aka the new Texture Furniture showroom in downtown Roanoke. I am truly amazed that it's open and that this is actually happening, because the last thing you guys saw was the state in which it was in when we were installing the rails. So the amount of work that must have happened between then and now is astronomical. So honestly, hats off to Greg and Dale, you know, who made this happen. I mean, shout out time, Texture Furniture, incredible company, all locally made here in Roanoke. Greg with Construction Unlimited, the Wilkinson Group, development. Like everyone in Roanoke is here right now. And it's the space has never felt smaller. And it's a bit more of like a, it's not black tie, but it's like it's a bit fancier than I think either Walker or Shelby or I were ready for. So the rails are in and they got capped, and the other rails that we built, the round tube rails that couldn't even be installed last time, fit perfectly. I cannot overstate how excited I am to see those, like the plates actually match the contour of the ground well. So this is a great day one to my vacation.
Yeah.
Nothing says the beginning of the week like Thursday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People were asking, when does your vacation start?
Right now. Vacation starts right now.
When was it supposed to start?
3 days ago. But that's okay, at least it's here.
Yep.
I feel like a different person.
Good.
I'm quite pleased with everything that happened. There's a lot of eyes on my work tonight.
Yep.
They don't know it's my work, but it doesn't matter. It fits the space. On to the next one, but not in the next 10 days. Thanks for watching. Walker and I are gonna go continue to be underdressed. Super stoked with how the Century Building signs came out. It was all brushed aluminum and then clear coated, and you know, we installed it by using that templating process that we showed you, which kind of feels like a cheat code. We laid the template up on the wall, drilled all of our holes, cleaned the holes out, you know, and then took each letter and filled the holes with epoxy and shoved the letter into the wall, and it just comes out so good every time because of all that pre-planning. So super stoked with how they came out. The client is over the moon, and it's cool to have something that I built be so prominent in downtown Salem. So yeah, that's the Century Building sign. That was a lot of work. Aren't you tired? I'm tired just looking at it. Thanks again for watching. I love you guys. You support the heck out of us, and some days I feel like I'm completely underwater here at the shop trying to manage a million things, but then I'll look at the YouTube analytics and see how fervently you guys are supporting and consuming our content, and it warms my heart, and it gets me through some of the tough days. So I appreciate you. Keep it up. Tell your friends. Like, subscribe, comment. We're working on a Patreon, but in the meantime, thank you. Happy holidays.
See you next week.
We'll see you probably for a Christmas special, so stay tuned. Bye.
Bye.